Welcome to Oak Bites. Myself Sarika, and I have been working as an assistant professor in the Department of Information Technology at St. Joseph College of Engineering, OMR, Chennai. So in today's session, we are going to discuss about Java 8 features. So in today's competitive environment, most of the industries needed the Java 8 features. So even you know about the basics core Java. Java 8 is an additional parameters we should know before entering into any kind of placement at all. Okay, so before enter into the session, we are going to discuss about today's agenda. So first we are going to discuss about the most and important topic of our Java features is an lambda expression. So what is the meaning for this lambda expression means? As we all know, the expression is nothing, it is going to express something, right? So it is a short and concise way to represent the methods which are available in your Java program. Okay, so what is the meaning for this expression means? So we all know about the concept of interface, right? So what is the meaning for interface? So in previous Java like 6, 7 so and so, we are having the concept of interface, right? So what is the meaning for this interface? Yeah, in Java we are going to achieve the concept of multiple inheritance through the concept of interface. So the interface will be having the default method, so that method will be considered by default as a final abstract method, right? So so then comes into question that what is the meaning for this abstract method. So what is the meaning for this abstract method means a method which doesn't have the body inside it is known as an abstract method. Okay, a method which doesn't have the method definition inside it, that is known as an abstract method. So through the abstract method we can able to achieve the concept of abstraction. That is one of the main essential features of our Java, right? So say for example, what is the syntax for writing an abstract method? So abstract is a keyword followed by the method name. Okay, this is the syntax for writing your abstract method. So this is then what is the concept of interface here? So interface is similar to achieving the concept of abstraction. So through the interface we are having n number of abstract methods inside it, right? So that is the previous Java features. So what in Java 8 means, we are having the concept of functional interface. So what is the meaning for this functional interface means, in the normal interface will be having n number of abstract methods, whereas in case of an functional interface we should have only one abstract method. That is the most important criteria for any functional interface. So for writing the interface we are having the interface keyword, right? So interface followed by an interface name. This is the syntax for writing your interface. So this is the syntax. Then in order to intimate your compiler that this is the normal interface and this is my functional interface, so we are having the annotation known as, so in Java we all know about annotation should write with an at symbol at the as a prefix. So at functional interface at functional interface followed by the interface name. Assume I am going to write my interface name as student. Okay, so this is my interface name. Okay, and we are having only one abstract method inside it. So what is the definition for, what is the syntax for writing the abstract method? So the abstract keyword followed by the return type followed by the method name. Assume I am going to put the method name as name. Okay, so as of now my interface name is the student and my abstract name is name. Okay, so let us discuss how to execute this interface in a normal interface in my NetBeans. Okay, so NetBeans ID 21 is the one I am going to use here. Okay, so since Java 8 features will be supported only after the Java version 8, right? So I have already installed my Java 8 version and my ID NetBeans version is the 21 version. Okay, so for that this is my the project name, and I am going to create one Java class named as some main. Assume I am going to create one project, one Java class, and that class is going to use one functional interface, and inside that functional interface we are having one abstract method, and that abstract method while defining we are going to define the name of the particular student. Okay, this is the scenario we are going to do now. So after creating the class name, I am going to create one interface. So where do we create an interface? Before the class name, right? So interface. So the at functional interface is not an essential one. So that is similar to command line. If the user is using those at symbol, means the compiler will recognize that interface as a functional interface, and if a user tries to add extra abstract method, means then the compiler will show an error. Okay, so I'm not going to use the interface as of now for the purpose of simplicity. So I'm going to create one functional interface. So what is the syntax? The normal interface syntax is interface keyword, and this is my interface keyword followed by the interface name. So student is my interface name, and within the curly phrase I am going to represent my interface. Okay, so inside the interface I am having one abstract method. What is the name of the abstract method? Name is the name of my abstract method. Since it is an abstract method, I am going to represent it as an abstract method using the abstract keyword followed by the return type. Since it doesn't return anything, I am going to use the void statement here. Okay, and afterwards I have to add this public static void main for creating the main function, and it is going to accept the string of arguments, and afterwards inside my main function Okay, inside my main function, what we are normally going to do before the existence of this normal before the existence of the anonymous function or anonymous function or any kind of lambda expression, we should create one class that is going to implement such interface, right? So I'm going to write like this: class class followed by implementing interface, which is going to implements the interface named student, and followed by what this class is going to do. Since it is going to implement the interface, it must implement all the abstract method what we have mentioned inside the interface. What is my abstract method? Name is my abstract methods. So that's why it shows the error. Okay, now we are going to use, so I am going to write the statement like this: system.out.println of what it is going to do means it is just going to print the name as some name. Okay, so why it shows an error? Okay, since we are going to try to use this in a main function, you should add a access specifier as a public one. Okay, so inside the main function, if I want to use this method means what we need to do, we are going to create one class, we are going to create one object for this class. So what is the syntax for creating an object? Class name space object name obj1 equal to new class name of, and this is the constructor. Okay, and if I try to call this name method and if I try to execute this, okay, it will shows the name whatever you have printed here. This is the normal interface we have used in our previous normal Java features, right? Then what is the difference between the normal interface and the functional interface? As I already told you, no? So this is the interface which are having only one abstract method inside it. Okay, and this interface, when I try to use inside the main function, I need to create one class which is going to implement the abstract method whatever you have defined inside this interface. Since it is having only one abstract method inside it, this interface is considered as a functional interface. Okay, so so what will be the number of lines? Nearly 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 and 10, nearly 10 lines of code I am having for just calling this abstract method alone. So this kind of malfunction can be prevented through the usage of this lambda expression. So how can we achieve those means? We are having the concept of anonymous function, right? Have you know about this? Anonymous function. So what is the role of this anonymous function? Means anonymous class or the anonymous function, we can say. So first we are going to enter the concept of anonymous class. So what is the meaning for this anonymous class? A class which is going to which is going to instantiate while creating. This is the basic concept of an anonymous class. So whenever you created a class, it doesn't have any class name inside it, but it is going to call whenever you created an object for this. Okay, so can you able to get it, the meaning for this? So let us get into the concept. Suppose I want this lines of code, I don't want this lines of code into my project. So what I am going to do means, so this line creates an object, right? So this line creates an object for this class. So I am not going to create this class separately. Okay, and now I am going to use my anonymous class here. So this is the way of instantiating this class. Now I am not at all going to define this. So I am going to delete this. So where we are going to define this? Here. So open curly brace, close curly brace. Inside this I am going to define whatever the method I have created for inside those class. And I am going to delete this extra lines. And I am trying to save this. Okay, what is the meaning for this implementing interface? Since this class is not at all present inside your interface, so here you should not write the class like this. You can write your interface name directly here, equal to followed by, okay, equal to new student of, okay, my error gets gone away. So in previous scenario I have created a separate class, okay, and I am going to define my abstract method there. But here this is the syntax of writing any kind of anonymous class. I haven't created any class name here, but I have created an object for implementing this interface. Okay, for implementing this interface. What is my interface name? Student is my interface name. What is my object name? Object name is obj1, and the new keyword followed by my interface name. And inside my interface, inside the curly phrase followed by a semicolon, I am going to define my abstract method, which is name. Now I try to run the file. It doesn't show any error. It just print my name is ABC. Right? This is the output for this file. So what I am trying to say means, the anonymous class is nothing but a way of creating a class without any class name, but it is going to define the methods for those, the abstract method for those interface, while creating an instance for those interface. Okay, have you cleared about the concept? Okay, then we are not still getting into the concept of lambda expression, right? So now I tell you what is lambda expression. So it is used only inside a functional interface. As I already told you, a functional interface will be having only one abstract method. This is the first real-time scenario. And another approach where we have used this lambda expression means through, so while using the anonymous class. Okay, so in both the cases we are going to use this concept of lambda expression. So what is the syntax for writing this lambda expression means? What is the syntax? So the expression what we are going to use for those abstract methods, followed by the arrow mark symbol, and after the arrow mark symbol we should explain the expression, right? This is the basic syntax of writing any kind of lambda expression. Okay, the open bracket, close bracket, and inside the brackets we should add if this abstract method is having any kind of inputs inside it. Okay, and followed by the arrow mark symbol you should represent any kind of expression where what this method is going to do. Say for example, if my method is just going to print the statement as hi. Okay, and what is the syntax for that? System.out.println of hi, right? That's it. System.out.println. Where do we use this? In case if your abstract method doesn't have any kind of parameters inside it. Okay, doesn't have any kind of parameters. Suppose your abstract method is having only one parameters inside it, mean you should enter that parameters x. Assume the parameter as x, and afterwards if it is having only one return statement, means you need not to add any parenthesis inside it. Okay, x, it will return the values as x into x. And if you are having more than or else you can also write like this, or without any brackets or inclusive of any parenthesis is also allowed. Okay, and afterwards in case if you are having more than one parameters, means you should add all the parameters. Assume my parameter is a by b, and what it is going to do means it is going to sum the values of a and b and produce the result. So it is going to return my result. So this is the scenario. Okay, so once again I go through all the syntax. So this is what is the meaning for lambda expression? Where do we use it? A lambda expression is a simple and a concise way of writing in a method, that is any abstract method which is present only inside a functional interface. What is a functional interface? An interface which is having only one abstract method is known as a functional interface. So in addition, the lambda expression can be used inside the anonymous class as well. Okay, and what is the syntax for writing this lambda expression? The open bracket, close bracket, followed by the arrow mark symbol and followed by the expression. Expression is nothing but the definition of your abstract method. And assume if your abstract method is having no parameters inside, means you can write the empty brackets followed by the arrow mark symbol and followed by the expression. You need not to put any kind of parenthesis here. If you are having only one parameter means you just pass the parameter inside the brackets, and if you are having only one return statement means you need not to add this open or close curly phrases. You can add or you need not add, that is an optional thing. Okay, and you can also miss those brackets inside your parameters as well. And if you are having two parameters inside your abstract method means you have to add those parameters followed by the arrow mark symbol followed by the open and close parentheses, and inside those parentheses you should add the expressions what we are going to add inside your abstract method. So let us see few examples related to the concept of the interface, that is the functional interface through the concept of the lambda expressions. Okay, so as I already told you, this lambda expression can also be used inside this anonymous class as well, that we discussed later. And so now I am going to delete this interface at all. Okay, I am going to delete this. Okay, now what I am going to do means I am going to create the lambda expression. What is my question means? So here I am going to write the question as write the lambda that prints hello world. How can I achieve this? It is just going to print, it doesn't going to do anything means it should not have any return type, and it is going to return only one statement. So I can move on to this expressions. Okay, so how can I achieve this? For that I need to create one functional interface, right? So what is the syntax for writing a functional interface? Interface name followed by any interface name followed by some printing hello. Okay, and this is my abstract method. So we already know that for any interface, if you are adding any kind of method means that method by default is considered as an abstract method. So you need not to add any kind of abstract keyword here. That is one advantage of using the interface. Okay, so now what I am going to do, I am going to write the lambda expression for this. Okay, for writing the lambda expression I need to create. So what I needed to do, what is my interface name? This is my interface name, and inside my interface name I am going to create one object. Okay, and what this object is going to do means it is going to call the abstract method which is available in my interface. Okay, and what this method is going to do, it is going to print only one statement. So it doesn't take any input, so you just put the open and close brackets followed by the arrow mark symbol, and what it is going to print, system.out.printf. What it is going to print, it is going to print hello world. And this is the scenario. Okay, so after creating an object I am going to call that printing hello abstract method through my lambda expression. So when I try to run this file, I can able to get my output as hello world. So this is the basic example of using the lambda expression. Okay, so now I am going to show few more examples. Okay, so as of now we can delete this. Okay, and if you are having one parameter, so I am going to show an example for the two parameter like this. So we are going to write the lambda that adds two numbers. Okay, that adds two numbers. How can we write this? Just tell me. So I just delete the abstract method name as sum, and here since I am having two parameters, I'm going to change my return type as int. It is going to return an integer 1. Okay, and I am going to pass the value as a and b. Okay, so here the interface name followed by my object name followed by, since it is having two parameters inside it, I am going to pass that, followed by the arrow mark symbol, followed by the open and close curly phrase. It is going to save the so what it is going to do means, it is going to print a, it is going to do the value a and b, and if I call this, it is going to return an integer value, right? So I am going to save in and separate integer value, and what is my function name, what is my abstract method name? It is sum. Okay, object1 dot sum integer result. Okay, and here you need to pass two parameters. Assume I am going to pass the values as 2, 2, and once I try to print the value of the summation of this two values means, if I try to run my file, what it is going to show? It is going to show the value as 4, right? The sum of 2 and 2 is 4. So this is the few concept of using the functional interface through the lambda expression. So thank you.